Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nindi Hastia Ningrum. I'm from PBI 3. In here, I would like to make my presentation video about teaching learning evaluation. Okay, the first material is differences between objective and subjective tests. Objective assessment is far more exact and subsequently less open to the student's interpretation of concepts or theory. Idiotic defines objective assessment as a way examining in which questions asked has a single correct answer. Mathematics, geography, science, engineering, and computer science are all subjects that rely heavily on objective exams. Some of the most common item types for objective assessment include multiple choice, true or false, matching, fill in the blank, assertion, and reason. Okay, the next, subjective tests. According to English Post, subjective tests aim to assess areas of students' performance that are complex and qualitative, using questioning which have more than one correct answers or more ways to express it. Subjective assessments are popular because they typically take less time for teachers to develop, and they offer students the ability to be creative or critical in constructing their answers. Some examples of subjective test questions include asking students to respond with short answers, craft their answers in the form of an essay, define a term concept or significant event, respond critically throughout or factually supported opinion, and the last, respond a theoretical scenario. Okay, the next material is differences between reference to a norm and reference to criteria in determine the interval scores for the students. The first one is norm reference. Norm reference tests are used to determine the achievements of individuals in comparison with the achievements of the individuals who take the same test. Okay, the second, the quality of achievement of student is determined by distance of his score from the mean or median. And then, norm reference are designed to produce variability among individuals. Norm reference tests are used for selection and grouping purposes. Norm reference tests on discriminating items such as items that are easy to difficult or are ambiguous are removed or improved. And then, in norm reference tests, relative placement indices are used to describe the relative placement of score. Okay, the last, in norm reference tests, learners may be allowed to tackle a higher level of learning tasks, although they have not mastered very well the preceding learning task. Okay, the third material is differences between aspect of correctness and appropriacy in scoring the test. Aspect of correctness. Scoring is directed to measure the achievement of competition. Scoring uses criteria reference. The plan system is a scoring system that's sustainable. Results of research are analyzed to determine the next step. And the last, the scoring system should adjust it with learning experiences in learning process. Next part, appropriacy. Appropriacy means that criteria of scoring is determined by the context using skill. Appropriacy refers to whether a word is suitable for the context it is being used in. Okay, the last material is differences between artificial and authentic test. The first one is artificial test. Artificial test in language teaching term is one that has been written especially for language students. The argument for using authentic materials is derived from the notion that the most effective way to develop a particular skill is to rehearse that skill in class. And the second, authentic test. Authentic tests are those which are designed for native speakers. They are real texts designed not for language students, but for speakers of the language in question. The use of English authentic will enable the EFL learners to understand the language as the native speakers of English use it. Okay, I think that's all for my video. I apologize if I do many mistakes, and I close this video by saying wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.